Uh-oh.
This is Katie.
And Steven with Mold Fashion
Today we're going inside of Sears
in Galesburg, Illinois.
at Sandburg Mall. The Sears has been closed for about 7 years now.
Yeah.
So they signed on as an anchor when the mall first opened. And then in 2014 is when they finally closed up shop. They had actually served the Galesburg area for over 85 years. So they got their first Sears in 1928.
Now, for you and me, Katie, it might be a little bit simple, but to everybody else, why don't you tell me what a Sears is?
Well, this area that we're walking through right now would have sold apparel. So men, women, kids.
Can you think of any brands maybe that they sold at Sears?
I can't think of off the top of my head. I remember Bongo jeans, but I don't remember much.
I remember a couple from way back in the day. Like obviously they sold Levi.
So this room was like seemingly nothing.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. Not an expert. But this looked like an old fitting room. Steven suggested it looked like there was mirrors on the wall,
Yeah.
little dividers in between, and I happen to agree.
It seemed to make sense.
Why is there so much light shining in, Steven?
The water damage has knocked out the walls. Just made it collapse.
They got too soggy and they just fell out. So you can go down this dark hallway, but it's pretty well lit by the actual sun. Those are like customer service desks. Some rubbish on them. I don't know what that is. Indistinguishable.
Things left there for our entertainment.
Yeah, really. So we're coming back out into where they would have sold clothing also. This side opens up to the parking lot on the south side of the mall. We're going to walk down. That heads over to Sears Optical.
Cool.
This Sears had everything. So this Sears definitely had an optometrist, and you could get your frames and your prescription. And a couple of the racks for the frames just fell right out of the wall because they were just too heavy. And the wall was too soggy. Who's that in the mirror? There's a guy walking.
I recognize those guys.
And this back area that we're coming around to seemed like where they did eye exams.
Yep, there's a room just off to the side there that only has a sink in it.
Right, and beyond that, I believe that was the stock and like processing area. Then there's a stock room that was right next to the optical area here that connects to several different points in the Sears.
Yep. And the security dome that we pass inside of that room. Little empire of dust back here. We're trying to get out as quick as possible.
We found security cameras all in a different area, so I wonder why that random dome was there.
I don't know. Maybe that was the one in front of this of the fitting room to keep people nervous. No.
Or maybe it was from like a different part of the mall, and so therefore taken out of the ceiling at a different time.
They could have. There's some other stuff from in the mall that they moved into the Sears too. This gate here, sort of a window into the rest of Sears.
That gives you guys a window into the next video. Very interesting to see. This is when the Sears was still open. That's a fake skylight. It's a phony.
Yeah.
That's why it's so dark in the hallway now. 2016, Sears was only closed for 2 years.
That's a sheen floor.
Just one bucket in there. And now that, the floor is warped. It's cracking beneath our feet. The ceiling is on the floor. It's covered in what looks like grass.
Yeah, it's growing a new life.
Yeah. So this side of Sears actually sold appliances, if you saw in the photograph a moment ago. So it'd be like your stoves, refrigerators,
that
washer and dryers.
okay?
So I think over here was like more like home goods,
That feels right.
microwaves, vacuums.
That feels right.
Yeah. In
And
fact, I purchased a microwave and a vacuum from Sears on my Sears card.
what did we agree with this one on? What do we think?
What do you mean?
Well, this is like a fitting room type area.
Yeah, what do we got to agree on though?
Well, but here on the right, what's this?
We don't know what these are. You guys got to sit there and think about it because I can't tell you what it is.
Get back to us. Leave comments.
A loss prevention office. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that was also kind of central in the building.
Yeah,
It was
it
kind of
seemed
in
like
the
they
middle.
took care of it too.
Yeah, so maybe it was at manager's office.
And then that itself was connected to this room.
That's stock room again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a speaker.
It was blasted right out of the wall.
I mean, these were crackling under our feet, so it's kind of
We were worried about it.
kind of spooky to step on. So, but you catch a glimpse of these buckets that nobody's ever going to empty.
You know what? I take it back. My favorite part is the buckets. I love mentioning the buckets.
The buckets are an odyssey. I can't wait for you guys to see the one inside of Shoe Sensations. That there is a full-size trash can.
There's a trash can
to the brim with dripping water.
There's it's like a rust water.
It's gross. It's got a bad color to it.
Bad.
Ooh, and then in the Sears loading dock, we found, guess what? Can you guess?
Is it the chairs?
No, what? Guess
from
what?
The theater?
Look
at.
Don't ruin it. It's the chairs from the theater, you guys. Steven ruined it though. He's like, "Is it the theater?" And before the picture of the theater showed up, which I did all the editing, so please appreciate that we cut away to show the theater being ripped apart.
If there's
explore those wet caves.
If there's an animal in there, I'm gonna get hit by whatever it is.
There's standing water in this place.
We couldn't go.
Like it's like a splish splash situation if you walk in there.
Like a splash pad.
Then we found the automotive office. It tells you their store number too, which was 2910. Right
Exciting.
There. These notices outside of the mechanics area said you should go to Sears Automotive in Peoria.
It's a good sales tactic.
That one's been closed for over a year, so there's that. Take one last look around. Take in all that you're seeing here.
You know, Katie, what was your favorite part of this trip?
I think after everything, discovering what it used to look like, or remembering really, because all Sears kind of have the same layout in a way. Looking at the pictures and comparing them to what we found.
Myself,
it's just been 7 years, and it's gone to this.
Myself, it was just sort of like the energy of that when we were exploring. It was like, the thoughts of what other people could have experienced.
Yeah. Well, exciting enough for everybody in quarantine and everybody staying safe. Steven is going to take you up these stairs, and I even have a sound effect here for the door. Shh. As we turn around, there's another ladder. Steven climbed up that ladder, and now we're like on the tippy top of Sandburg Mall because he climbed that ladder.
Time actually slowed down in real life.
Thank you so much for watching, you guys.
Thanks, guys. It's been great.
Steven and I, we really did this one up just for you. I edited all of it.